Our learning objective is students will make text to text, text to self, and or text to world connections. So when we make connections, right, we need to think about how the story reminds us of a time when we did something. That is called a text to self. Or we need to think of it as this reminds me of another book I read. That would be called a text to text. Or our last one, text to world, is when we think of, right, this is like something that happened in my community. Okay? So when we read, we really want to find ways that the story is like things in our own life or similar to things that we've read. Our story is The World Needs More Purple People. Ta-da! Follow my guide to become a purple person. How to be a purple person. Now, you may be asking yourself, why in the whole wide world would I want to be purple? I know I'm thinking that. I don't want to be purple. Purple is a magic color made when red and blue work together. I think all the best things in the world are purple. But you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with people? Wow! Are you a genius? Because you're already on your way to becoming a purple person. You want to know why? Step 1, ask questions. Really great questions are the best questions too. My dad says purple people ask great questions. Questions about everything, even about questions. So we can see she's saying, hey Dad, how far away is outer space? Have you ever met a dolphin? How many dolphins live in outer space? Now, I want you to think about a text to self connection here. As first graders, we are super, super curious about the world and we ask tons of questions. And so I want you to think about a question maybe you asked somebody recently. Maybe something about the world or something about your neighborhood or yourself that you noticed. And I want you to think back to what that question was. Great. Purple questions are the kind that help you learn something really big about the world or something really small about another person. How tall is the world's tallest rainbow? What's your bear's name? Charlie. Dad says the more purple questions you ask, the more purple you become. How many do you think there are? He also says I can only ask him 20 questions about space dolphins per day. Have your parents ever told you that, right, to limit the number of questions you ask about something? I know my kids get really curious sometimes, and so sometimes, yeah, we have to put a cap on it, like no more than 20 questions about space dolphins, right? Even though we want to know all the things about them, sometimes we do have to think about how many we should ask per day. Step 2, laugh a lot. My grandma says purple people laugh a lot. We are always laughing together. I mean, like snot out our nose laughing. Oh, yuck. They got boogers coming out of their nose. We laugh at books. We laugh at jokes. How do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it. We laugh at donkey dances and hairy elephant knees. And we especially laugh at Grandpa's funny noises. Hee-haw, ha-ha, snort, ha-ha. Right? So think again to what makes you laugh. Think about a time maybe with your family members or at school. What's a time when something really funny happened, right? Because we know that purple people like to laugh a lot. So think about a time when just something was really funny. Now, can you make a text-to-text connection? Can you think about a time a character in a story thought something was really funny and they laughed a lot? That's a little bit harder, isn't it? right? So continue to think about that throughout the story. Try to think about how another story you've read is similar to this one. So if you can't think about a story where somebody laughed a lot, maybe there's a different part of the story where you can make that connection. Purple laughing helps us remember the things we share and forget what we thought made us different. And it's almost impossible to be angry when you're laughing. Try it. I dare you. Grandma says the more purple laughing you do, the more purple you become. She also says Grandpa's noises are her favorite funny noises in the whole wide world. Step 3, use your voice and don't lose your voice. My mom says purple people use their voice and don't lose their voice. She encourages me to use my voice to sing. My dad is the one with the hairy chest who loves me more than all the rest. Is her song. To give good ideas, let's wear monster costumes to school. And to share my opinions. I personally feel like we shouldn't have to eat Brussels sprouts because they smell like sweaty socks. Sometimes people lose their voice, and that's okay. It happens. A purple voice helps someone who is having trouble finding their own voice. Purple people don't just speak up, they also listen. Maybe you could tell them you don't like it when they call you that name. Want me to help you tell them? Mom says the more you use a purple voice, the more purple you become. Mom, can you help me with my play? She also says she heard my opinion on Brussels sprouts, but I still have to eat them. I'm going to work on a better argument. Step 4, work hard. Super duper hard. My grandpa says purple people know how to dig in and get stuff done. He and I like to work hard while we build things, and while we learn things, and while we grow things. So let's make a text to world connection on this page. Have you ever seen somebody in your community working really, really hard? Maybe a road construction crew repairing a broken road. Or have you seen somebody at a store working really hard to make sure that the groceries get put back? Or to help check you out from the store? Or maybe you've seen your neighbor work really hard on their lawn or to take care of their dog. Purple work is the kind of work that's done together to change something that needs changing. What do we want? More playgrounds. When do we want them? Now. Fix something that needs fixing or help someone who needs helping. Grandpa says the more purple work you do, the more purple you become. He also says no purple work has ever been done while sitting on your backside sipping strawberry lemonade. Okay, are you ready for the last step? Are you ready? Are you sure? Are you sure you're sure? Are you really, really ready? Okay, drum roll please. Step 5, paint yourself purple. What? Just kidding. That's not the way to become a purple person. Actually, being a purple person has nothing to do with what you look like. My teacher says purple people look all sorts of ways. They are big and small, old and young. Some wear cool coats. Some wear shorts with lots of pockets. And some wear funny hats. She says some purple people feel blue sometimes and red other times. And some purple people even have green hair. Step 5, just be the real you. Like my teacher says, purple people come in every color you can dream up, in every size you can think of. The only way to be purple is just be you, because you're the only you we've got. So, Those are my surefire steps to turning into a purple purse. Hey, wait a minute. You ask really great questions. You laugh a lot. You use your voice all the time. You are a really hard worker. And you are totally you. Well, I'll be a llama's mama. You've been beautifully purple this whole time. I sure am glad you are a purple person. Because the world needs more purple people, just like you. And our llama in the background saying, Mama? Okay, that is the end of our story. So make sure that you go back and you think about all those ways you can connect to yourself with the story, where you can make connections to other stories. So, like, this is like something I've read or heard before. And also those text to world connections where you would say, this reminds me of something in my community, right? So, something you've seen in your community or heard on the news. So try to connect to the story in as many ways as you can so we can more deeply understand it and appreciate it. Thank you.